Hi, and welcome to Happy Hour with Cooper. Apparently you've already been able to hear me. We were just having a little bit of a moment getting things set up today, but I'm going to blame the windy day. It's just been a little bit, it felt a little bit chaotic today. But overall, a warm day in Lillooet. Definitely not, what I'm used to at this time of the year, being from Edmonton. So hi everybody, welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you all. Happy Friday, and I'm excited to have a little bit of Meritage with you guys, maybe some chocolate. The people that know me, like my mother, can tell you I'm a chocolate fiend, to the point of maybe making myself chocolate chip cereal once or twice in my life. Yep, anyways, I like good things. Hi Ma, hi Kim, is anybody else, let me know, where you're from, who's here. If you're new, obviously, I'd love to hear from you. If you're a regular, also love to hear from you. It's just great being online and finding a way to bridge, all this social distance. Especially now that everything's so restricted again. Definitely want to be able to give people a bright spot in their week, and myself a bright spot in my week. When we're spending so much time at home and not seeing other people, it's just nice to be able to hang out and and do different fun things. Please, everybody, let me know what you're drinking. Today I have Meritage 2018 Classic, the Reserve from 2018 as well, and I also have our 2014 Meritage, which is just aging absolutely beautifully. So to pair those with, I have a dark chocolate, a spicy chocolate, so it's also a dark chocolate, slightly less dark, and then I have milk chocolate. Just showing off the differences between bitter and spicy and almost fatty with wine. The sweetness is a given. They're all going to have lots of sugar in them, but we're more looking at the other flavors and how they how they go with reds. We tend to think of sweet things, as I spoke a couple weeks ago, going with sweet wines and being a dessert thing, but chocolate is that, and especially like dark chocolate, are classic red wine pairings. So we'll definitely go through that and see which red wine each chocolate goes well with. I did bring my guinea pig back, so in a few minutes here we'll bring Brooke in. She's she's a great little guinea pig. I love having her around. I'd like to do a shout out to Rolf again for being such a wonderful producer. I'm so thankful for him. He makes my life so much easier. So thank you, Rolf. Nobody can see him, but I'm going to cheers him from behind the camera, and he's going to cheers me with his beer from behind the camera. Thank you. Thanks, Rolf. A couple, so let's say hi to Brooke, because apparently she just showed up on the camera. So hello, Brooke. It's nice to see that, everybody's drinking Meritage Reserve. That's great. That's what I'm about to be drinking too. So we all know Brooke. Brooke was here a couple weeks ago, and I'm just really happy to have her here. She comes in on her day off to just hang out with me and let me experiment on her. My mom says hi, Brooke. Also hi, Megan. Hi, Dad. Apparently my dad's there too. Okay. So there's 4 people. Okay. Let me just check Facebook to see if anybody's on Facebook yet. I don't have any comments on Facebook yet. But yeah, okay guys, so, we'll start just, we'll start with we'll do most of it with our classic Meritage, and then we may try things with the others. So this is the classic. This is what we released in September. I guarantee you everybody who's watching has had this at least once or twice. So we're going to try a sip of this, and we're going to try a sip of it with each chocolate. We probably won't have the chocolate with every wine. We might try specific chocolates, but I'd like to just get the theory out of the way. So Meritage, a little thing about Meritage, we've talked about it before in the past, but for those who haven't watched, Meritage stands for Heritage Wines Made with Merit. That is an American term, that's why we do not say Meritage. Brooke can tell you that I may or may not have said that a million times, do not say Meritage in the tasting room in the patio. Yeah, so it can be one of 5 grapes: Malbec, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cabernet Franc. We tend to go for the 2 Cabs and Merlot. That's because Cab Franc grows so well on our property. Petit Verdot does not. And Malbec, well, lots of people do Malbec, but we don't. So that's just a... So we've got our Merlot and our Malbec, and our Merlot and our Cab Sauv and Cab Franc. Each of these wines will have a different blend, just because each year, you know, with different growth and things like that. So, you know, take a sniff and a sip, and what do you taste without eating the chocolate? That's why Brooke's here, is so that I'm not the, you know, I'm not the one just telling you guys what to taste. I can actually bounce off somebody.
I taste like plum, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Dark fruit.
Yes, definitely. What kind of dark fruit?
Maybe like a cherry.
Like a black cherry?
Black cherry.
For sure.
Or like those little kind of, or like blackberry maybe too.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So like getting into the dark red fruits, mm-hmm. Not quite black, but like getting into dark red fruits. So do you taste a lot of other things, or is it very fruity? It's mostly very fruity, right?
Mostly fruity, yeah. It's got like a little bit of earthiness to it.
So let's try it with a piece of the dark chocolate. So that's the darkest one, yeah. So dark chocolate, red wine, especially Bordeaux or Meritage like this, is super huge combo. Hopefully other people are having chocolate with it. I know my mother bought all 3 kinds of chocolate. Good job. I know Kim did, so that's great. So yeah, totally go for it. So while Brooke's kind of getting a sense of it, the bitterness and the sweetness of the dark chocolate really like have a cool, I guess, effect on the wine. And what do you think?
Oh yeah, it's good. It gives it like a little more depth, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It tastes like a fruit in that bar.
Right? So it almost the chocolate has that earthy bitterness. And when you have it with a fruitier Meritage, mm-hmm. or fruitier wine in general, that has a little bit of oak on it, it'll bring the oak out a lot. Mm-hmm. So you taste almost the nutty and cinnamoniness that wasn't there before. Mm-hmm. So do you think maybe if we tried that with the other ones, as they're older and older and they're going to show more oak, do you think that's going to have a good effect or a bad effect?
More oak.
So
brings out the oak. So yeah, maybe not as good. Maybe.
Well, maybe. So maybe on the oldest one it might drown out the fruit and taste only one way. So we'll have to see.
Okay.
Salted dark chocolate. I want that. And yes, it was an excuse to buy chocolate for myself too. Shush, Megan. So definitely super brings out the fruitiness. So we're going to go to the milk chocolate because I really don't want to. I want you to taste the somewhat decent chocolate pairings first. Guys, if you did get the spicy chocolate, please don't be mad at me. I'm intentionally giving you something that's going to make things kind of not great. But that's spiciness. There's a reason why I want you guys to taste the spicy with the wine. So yeah, milk chocolate. So right off the bat for me, before I even have the wine, the milk chocolate's sweeter, right? What does the wine do?
It kind of, like it smooths it out a bit. Yeah.
It smooths it out a bit. It takes some of that sweetness away. The other thing it does is it cuts through that fattiness of the milk chocolate. Milk chocolate is really fatty. And so the acidity cuts through that. That's why highly acidic wines tend to be really good to pair with fattier, richer things. So milk chocolate, while being fairly sweet, is a good pairing for red wine, just because red wine tends to be fairly acidic and have a nice bright burst. Even though red wine tends to come off as less acidic than white wine, a lot of white wines. Not always, you know, obviously there's Chenin Blancs and things like that, and Moscato and things like that tend to be lower or show off lower acidity. However, especially in the Meritage realm, it's going to be highly acidic for a red wine, and so it's going to cut through fat really well.
It makes it very rich.
Yeah, I can't get that taste out of my mouth. Of the two you've had so far, which one did you like more?
I like them both.
You like them both?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. They're different though, but I really like dark chocolate too. So.
Same here. So I like dark chocolate. I like the dark chocolate more, but I think the milk chocolate, maybe with this, I think with the fruitier one, I think the milk chocolate works almost better. So now I'm about to torture you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have, so I got spicy Lindt chocolate, Lindt Excellent. So this is like chili. And so there's this key thing. Alcohol and capsaicin. Capsaicin is the thing that creates spice or makes us feel spiciness, the burn from spice. Alcohol makes it worse, or the word I would use is exacerbates, but you know, people may think I use weird words. So it makes it intensifies spiciness, basically, is what alcohol does. So the more alcoholic something is, the more it's going to enhance the spice of something that's fairly spicy. So let's see if it works on Brooke. I don't necessarily find this chocolate super spicy.
I like a slow burn.
But there's a slow burn. So there's a slow burn. And now take a sip of the wine.
Yeah, not as great.
No.
It's kind of like, yeah, well, after too. It's like after.
Yeah. So all the good things of the other two that went with the wine immediately vanish when you add that spiciness.
Not as good.
Because the spiciness pops up the alcohol in the wine and just makes everything hot. I'm feeling flushed. So that's why, like, we talk about spicy food. You don't have a deep red with most spicy foods. You know, you'll have a lighter wine, lower alcohol. A lot of times, sweet wines, like our classic Riesling during the summer, our Camel's White, things like that. Those tend to be great pairings for spicy food. Our PTG was fantastic for spicy food when we had it. Pinot Noirs are commonly used with spicy food if you need a red. The spicier the food is, the lower the alcohol you want in whatever you're drinking. I wouldn't take shots of vodka, let's just say.
Ever?
Well, yes, ever. But I wouldn't take shots of vodka when I was having a spicy Indian curry or something. You should try it at home, folks. Take a bite of a ghost pepper and a shot of vodka, see what happens. No, don't. This is not. So, overall, like, you notice how much the chocolate affects the flavors in your mouth.
Yeah.
Chocolate is a very strong flavor. Did anybody try the spicy chocolate? And did anybody else have the same experience? Also, with the salt, did you find that it was an enhancer in that instance? Yeah? Oh, okay, yes, you did say it was good. Okay, that's good to hear. I just want to take another sip. So I'm gonna move this off to the side, and we're just going to. Oh yes, I will mention that in a little bit. I cut it all off, James. It disappeared. James is asking about my hair.
Oh.
Our previous winemaker. Miss you, James. Nice to see that you're watching. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Far away, apparently. So the next wine we'll do is the Reserve Meritage, which.
I swapped them around already.
Okay, so you know which one you're having.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Reserve Meritage. So we're not going to have this with all the chocolates because I don't really think we need to have the spicy chocolate with anything else.
No.
But I would like to have it with the dark chocolate because I think we should. The dark chocolate is the best pairing for all three and kind of the best way to kind of see the differences. So off the bat, scent, taste. What do you get different from like without chocolate in your mouth if you don't have chocolate in your mouth?
I don't have chocolate in my mouth. It's got like black currant almost, and it's got like a little more bite to it than the last wine, and just by itself.
Yeah. So it does have a little bit more residual alcohol,
Yeah.
a little bit more acidity. I'd say that acidity and alcohol are still melding. When you have a really strong, powerful wine like our 2018 Reserve, it sometimes takes longer in the bottle for all the flavors to gel perfectly. It's still doing fairly beautifully considering how young it is, but some of those things, we do like to open it early and things like that, just so it's not so some of the youth on it is not quite as burny as I like to say, because that's when it's really a high alcohol in the bottle. Sometimes you need to let some of the alcohol off.
Yeah.
So in this case, it's a little bit, but that's why we're not having the spicy chocolate with that, because it was just burn our mouths off.
Don't want that.
So try it with the dark chocolate and just let me know what you think about it now. I think there's going to be, like you mostly talked about the fruit, so I want to see.
Yeah, it makes it like more earthy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I find
Musky.
almost
In a good
really,
way.
yes. Yeah, it brings out a lot of that oak that's on it, more so than before. This wine is fairly balanced, even though it is young. So it's very interesting to see, like, you don't pick out a lot. You taste the whole kind of flavor, but when you have the chocolate, it highlights certain things. And so chocolate really is going to highlight the earthier tones because it's earthy.
Yeah.
It's got that umami savory, so it's going to show that off. That's almost why you want to have a deep earthy wine with like steak. It's going to have that umami savory flavor, and so they tend to bring each other out, which is I like it. I don't know about you, but I noticed like the alcohol and acidity kind of fell right off the moment I had the chocolate. It kind of didn't taste quite as hot, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't
So that is the fat from the chocolate. Even dark chocolate has fat. So I would say this one would probably pair really well with the milk chocolate.
Yeah.
If you wanted to try it, and you could.
Okay.
While she's doing that, and I'm guinea pigging her, we'll talk about right now. We do have our festive red sale. So it is on our Meritage and Cab Franc classics from 2018. So the very first wine I showed today, and our Cab Franc. So that's, if you buy a case, it's $15. $15 off of a case. And if you buy 2 cases, there will be a link in the description below. And if you buy 2 cases, you will get your shipping free. So that is great, and you should all take advantage of that. I expect us to see lots and lots of orders. Come on, Mom. I'm shameless. So what do you think about the milk chocolate?
I didn't love it as much. It almost it's like too milky for a wine that's got, I don't know, for me.
So there isn't as much overt fruit on this wine. While you taste it a lot, the fruit is balanced with the oak on it.
Yeah.
You're getting, you have a little bit of espresso and coffee and hints of cinnamon and vanilla on this wine. They're not super overpowering.
Yeah.
But when you have the milk chocolate, they kind of just, I don't know, I feel like I had, it almost makes it taste like the last little bit of a pumpkin spice latte. So.
Yeah, it's just too milky.
Fair.
Too milky.
So now for the last wine. So this is a 2014. So this is going to be fairly aged. It's going to be showing a lot of its more secondary, tertiary. So the age characteristics and oak characteristics. The fruit should be more secondary to it. So we'll definitely see a difference in it than the other ones. I might suggest to take a swish just of anything just to get the residual chocolate out of your mouth.
Okay, it's all wine again now.
Okay, look at that. So Megan says she agrees with you. She said the milk is too creamy.
It is. You're right.
And that's the Megan member. Yeah. Okay, so this is different. So just take a sip of it. This is definitely, as it's older, it's been in the bottle for a lot longer. I find the 2014 Meritage has really found it's a niche for itself. It's at the perfect peak almost.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, not as much of that acidity as the last one.
It's there, but it's not like. It's not dominating, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't taste that like alcohol right away.
I really think in a couple of years, the Reserve Meritage that we just tried will be even better than this. I think like this is 6 years old, just about, or 6 years from harvest, and so when that's about 5 to 6 years from harvest, I think it'll be absolutely it'll be out of this world. It's so good now, and I can't wait to see as it ages and develops. So let's try this with the dark chocolate. I think the milk chocolate will have the same effect. Let's see the dark chocolate. I think you're gonna be. I kind of seeded it. I did foreshadowing, guys.
You have a way, Brett.
Does anybody remember what I said? I think if you have it in your mouth already, you can already taste what it does to the chocolate before taking another sip. But
it's almost like it's good. It's like not sourness, but like something weird chemically is happening.
So while it's very balanced, it is mostly not the fruit flavors. And you'll notice that the fruitiness of the chocolate plus the bitter is what makes the wine taste better, and it pairs with the fruitiness and it brings out the savory.
Yeah.
But when there isn't a lot of fruitiness, it just, all you taste is the chocolate.
Yeah.
And you don't really taste the wine.
Yeah.
And as you saw, as you went through, you noticed that with each wine, the older it got, the less flavor it got.
Yeah.
With the dark chocolate, or at least the less overt flavor. I think dark chocolate has its moments. I do definitely think a fruitier red is better, just because it is sweet. But the more fruity it is, in my personal opinion, there's lots of disagreement about it, but I think the more aged the wine, the less chocolate is going to be for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
Kind of. I don't know.
So guys, at home, when you're drinking your case of classic Meritage that you just bought, right? You just bought. I'm joking, only slightly. When you're drinking that, you should totally have dark chocolate. With your reserves, maybe something less sweet. The more reserve it is and the older it is, probably the better. You want to pair it with saltier things or more savory things like meat or cheese. I would say chocolate isn't a good pairing for old things. Some people may disagree with me, but my personal opinion is that, especially with our wines. Brooke, are you our burgeoning new wine expert? By the time I'm done with her, she will be, if she wants to be. So we will. I would like to highlight something, and I don't know very much about it, but just while I got you guys here. Usually at this time of year, the Lillooet District Hospital Foundation puts on a harvest dinner and auction and things like that to raise money for the hospital. This year, because of COVID and restrictions, they cannot do the event. So they have decided to do an online auction, very similar in fact to the auction we did earlier this year for the Lillooet Food Bank. Which was so very successful. Thank you guys again for all of your support for that. We really appreciate your support. So this time around, the Lillooet District Hospital Foundation is putting it on. So we have donated a couple things to it, like a ton of Cabernet Franc, Rolf's words, which is a vertical of 12 bottles, and I believe there's also a VIP lunch for next lunch season on there. And apparently somebody, not us, but somebody donated a couple bottles of Sparkling X. Which they're not ours. We are not selling it. We do not have more to sell. Please do not break down my door for that, because every time we do somehow talk about the Sparkling X on the video, I get like 30 phone calls. So no Sparkling X is available other than on this auction. So if you really like it, you should bid on the auction. We will, in the comments, post the link to the auction. I'll do that right away here. Give me 1 second, just figuring out how to do that when I've got so many different pop-out windows. Okay, so I just put it into the YouTube comments, and I'm putting it in the Facebook comments now. Okay, it should be in the comment sections. So that is that. I guess for final things, so Brooke, what was your favorite combination or favorite wine to drink today?
Well, this last wine was very nice without the chocolate.
Right.
Yeah. And then, yeah, the combo of the dark chocolate with just the classic Meritage, I thought was very nice, as was it with the milk chocolate.
I agree.
So everyone should buy a bottle of Meritage and some chocolate.
This is why I hired her.
And get cozy at home, safe.
Yes, social distance.
It's okay to eat chocolate and drink wine by yourself.
Oh yes, thank you. Oh, that's Rolf reminding me about Julian. So yes, tomorrow at around this time, actually, I think it's going to be 5 our time, 8 his time. We will be tuning in with sommelier from Montreal. And under the Instagram handle Lost in Wine on Facebook and probably Instagram, we will do a post about where and how to follow that on Instagram Live tomorrow, and it will just be it'll be more of me. So if you want to watch me again this weekend, we'll be talking about the Meritage Classic and the Cabernet Franc Classic, and maybe a little about me, a little about the winery, and just chatting about those things. And I think it's pretty cool. I get to hang out with somebody else who may even be is more experienced at this kind of thing than I am when it comes to live streaming and things like that. So it'll be cool to talk to somebody else with a similar mind to me on this stuff. And yeah, hopefully you guys, some of you will tune in and want to see more of me. I hope so, at least. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry if the link doesn't work. Okay, Ralph solved the problem. Thank you, Ralph. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to thank you, Brooke. Thank you for always coming in and being just a trooper and letting me experiment on you. I want to thank everybody who watched today, and I want to thank Ralph. I always thank Ralph because he's very helpful. Just, yeah, please like, subscribe below, share, all that jazz. Enjoy the rest of your happy hour. I know I will. Don't drink too much if you have to drive. Oh wait, we're all stuck in our houses, so you don't have to drive. Enjoy, and we'll see you, well, maybe tomorrow, and if not, next week. And remember, we'll be doing Chardonnay next week. Bring on your white wine hats, guys.